Bray Wyatt doing the Fiend.
Yeah, we
Okay,
wowie.
so my question is he still going by Bray Wyatt, or is the Fiend some kind of nickname? Is it his actual new name? What?
The problem is they have not set a foundation for this. They just act like he's gonna come out whenever. Like, in the very beginning of this, they just showed him being a happy, fun guy. They even had a cutout of him, of his old identity, Bray Wyatt, saying that I am no longer that bad guy. He blatantly said this, okay?
I used to be a very bad man. And that part of me is dead now. I do keep a reminder, so that not even in my weakest moments will I ever turn into that pathetic slob loser ever again. Oh.
And down the line, there were a bunch of promotions showing that his darker side was coming out as his original self. And then eventually the Fiend came out.
But don't worry, there's still a lot of darkness in this old noggin. I learned how to harness it, how to control it. What do you say? You want to see my secret?
So I thought that it was going to be a split personality, and then it turned into very blurred lines, very blurred. Like, you don't know what's what anymore because they're not making it clear.
I agree with all that was just said. Chris was sending me these little clips and whatnot, so I watched a few of them after I clicked the link, and well, his muscle man dance, his random horror mask after the Firefly Funhouse crap. Like, I didn't really understand what they were getting at with this new character. I still don't. And those promos, it made it look like they took him back to developmental and, you know, maybe even changed up his moveset. But once he got back into the ring, honestly, guys, I just I felt like it was a create a superstar match. So it is basically a rebranding. Okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. Let's throw him in the ring and see how it happens. I felt like it was, you know, testing out a create a superstar on the video game.
So
and
you're saying that he's generic, right?
Well, it just really didn't work for me. The match was bland, it was horrible, and the worst part is they threw Finn Balor at him. Finn Balor was the first Universal Champion, guys. Like, he's no pushover. I mean, he really had to bust his ass to qualify for the championship match, you know, let alone win the Universal Championship itself. So they threw him to the wolves. And the ending? A demon neck crank as a finisher? No, that's how you end a life.
Oh my goodness!
You kill someone with a demon neck crank.
And you can actually tell that they scrapped it because now all he does is that mandible claw.
Oh god.
But they're coining it as the claw because they don't want to like just act like they're stealing from Mick Foley, but
yeah.
But still, like, it is just so bad. Like, it was kind of nice in the beginning. Okay, I was impressed in the beginning. Like, I thought Bray Wyatt might have something for himself now, and the problem is nothing's changed. His in-ring presence. He keeps doing that spider taunt that he used to do, but it's supposed to be more scary because he has the mask on. It's like, dude, like, you're going through the same motions that made you fail in the first place. A costume's not going to change that.
Yeah, as far as that whole spider thing goes, it's like he just said, they're acting, more scared by it. But the way that Finn Balor reacted in his debut match as the Fiend, maybe I could be mistaken. Maybe that wasn't his debut match as the Fiend. I hate saying it. It's cringy. I mean, they're trying to pass him off as scarier than he was before, and before all he did was put me to sleep with his bullshit rants. Here's the thing. Superstars now, they're acting like they've literally never seen that done before. And that's all he ever did. This rebranding isn't working.
And hell, it's not even like a rebranding. It's just repeating what has already been done, but covering it with newspaper.
Yeah. Well, they Lord Tenside the hell out of this.
And what Brad means by Lord Tensai is that A-Train or Prince Albert, all of them were the same gimmicks, but they kept changing the look.
And the other problem that I have with this is he recently sent me a link for a clip to Bray Wyatt or the Fiend, whatever the hell his fucking name is. He recently sent me a clip of him just effortlessly taking out Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman.
Yeah. Brad, this happened last week. I don't follow wrestling much anymore, but when it popped up in my YouTube feed as recommended, I was like, wait a second, why? Maybe there's a little something to this? Like, maybe Bray is showing a little bit of his, abilities as the Fiend. Maybe they turned it into something that could be believable. I click into it, all of a sudden, you just see the lights go down low and for Seth and Braun Strowman, and they're just like looking confused, like, oh crap, here we go. And then heard that little squeaky noise, like, ee! And then, you see strobe lights, and all of a sudden you just see Braun Strowman on the ground while he's like choking him out with the claw, and I'm just thinking, okay, this is exactly what I would have thought you would have done. Like, this is the most boring crap in the entire world. No build up whatsoever. Like, at least show Bray go head to head with him and be like, yeah, I got something. Yeah, I got something. And then maybe he's trying to slap Braun Strowman. I'm confused between Bray and Braun. Maybe he's slapping the big guy, and then it's nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden he like picks him up and throws him into the turnbuckle, and then just goes fucking nuts on him, and then he puts the claw on him. Like, that I could have appreciated. No, lights out. He gets the claw. That's it. He's taken out a bodybuilding competitor when he runs out of breath while he's in the middle of a match, when he's not even like pacing around. Like, this is ridiculous.
He's effortlessly taking out Braun Strowman, who was a known power lifter back in his day, strongman really. I mean, he competed at the Arnold Classic, guys. A lot of people may not know about his strongman history, but he was a competitive strongman, and he did so good he went all the way up to the Arnold Classic. But that's the thing, though, is Braun Strowman versus Seth Rollins. That was horrible. That was garbage. Seth Rollins versus Lesnar. Also garbage. It was horrible. The problem is, Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman, when they went head-to-head, Braun Strowman giving Lesnar a run for his money makes sense. He's a friggin' monster, and that's not even, a pun to his nickname. But, he's 385 pounds, and the thing is, even though we all know his ambulance flip was, not true, he didn't actually do that, I think he could come a lot closer to anybody else on the roster to doing that. And they brought him up as, the monster among men for a reason. He's scary and hard to beat. Him versus Lesnar, he gave Lesnar a run for his money. But now they're making both of these guys look weak to guys like Bray and Seth. That's just not going to happen in real life, guys. They're going to destroy those two. Seth is in great shape, but he's a CrossFitter. Bray, he doesn't do shit. He probably just sits on his ass and eats chips and whatever.
Yeah, kind of like what I'm doing. You see, if I was going up against these guys, they would have me for lunch, and that's because I'm sitting here eating chips. It makes sense, right?
Right. So, yeah, exactly, totally. In a world of idiots. But that's the major problem with this, is that these guys have been lifted up to just look absolutely amazing. Brock and Braun, arguably in the last 20 years, no one has looked more dominant than these two. And now they're jobbing out as if none of what they've ever done for the business ever mattered.
There needs to be a story. Do you agree with what I said? Like, if Bray was given the chance to find a weak point in Braun Strowman, that maybe the story could have worked, that the Fiend could overpower somebody like him?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, like look at reality. Batman versus Superman. Batman was getting his ass destroyed by Superman. We all knew that. But once he introduced Kryptonite, he was punching Superman like he was an average man walking the street. So yes, if he found a weakness and he exploited it, yes, of course, he can take him down.
And that's kind of that's why I need to be able to believe things. Like, there has to be a story. Like, if you just say the kid eats food, it's like, thanks for telling me that. But if you had the story, kid had a long day in school, comes home, just sits down, chills out. It's been a long, hard day. Coals were really poured on, and the mom says, "Hey, what would you like to eat?" The kid felt her tummy growl and said, I could really go for my favorite, PB&J. She sat down, ate the PB&J, and thanked her mom. Like, all that stuff is thoughtful. It's a process. It's letting us know that somebody is being satisfied because they are hungry. Like, you can do this, WWE, but you don't. You just skip to the point and nobody cares. Except for maybe fanboys, which, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry if we offend you, but The Fiend is trash. Bray Wyatt is trash.
Here's the thing. We've got plenty to discuss. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of it is positive. We're not very negative people, but, you know, I hate to say this, but it is what it is, and we simply wish to touch up on it and hopefully show you guys, you know, why it makes sense. I'm just kidding.